Y'all got that, right? Everyone had that handout? Lineage? Okay. Now this lesson talking about Jacob. Okay. Now we're going to look at, because the way they started, like start in the middle, but I like to go bring us online to where we're at in this scripture in today's lesson. So, Jacob. I'm going to call out these names. I want you to see where they're at, because it's part of the lineage. You got a handout. Do y'all see where Jacob's at there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jacob fled Esau. You see, Esau is his what? His brother. He fled from Esau, and because Esau was furious after Jacob with his mother, Rebekah. You see Rebekah?
Yeah.
She's the daughter of who? Bilal. You see it right there? You see the arrows show who the arrows at the bottom say blue. Let's see. You see it's red is the women who they married, blue is the men, and the spouse are arrows dotted. You got it? So the red ones are the women, the blue ones are the men, and the arrows are they what? Who they married to. And the dotted are the what? Their spouse. You got that? Okay. So with his mother, Rebekah. You see Rebekah on there, right? And she's the mother who? Isaac's wife, right? Isaac's wife and 2 kids, Jacob and Esau. Y'all with me? Okay. So I start over. Jacob fled Esau because Esau was furious after Jacob with his mother, Rebekah, helped trick their father Esau. Isaac. Y'all see that? See Isaac, right? All right. Into giving Jacob his birthright blessing that belongs to the firstborn, which is who? Esau. Esau vowed to kill Jacob, so Jacob fled to his uncle Laban. Y'all see Laban? Look to the left of Rebekah. So that's what? That's right. That's her brother. Y'all see that? That's Rebekah brother, his uncle. Y'all got it? Okay. So he fled to his uncle Laban home in Haran. Haran is not Iran. Y'all with me? The country Haran was not Iran. Iran used to be Persia. So don't think Haran mean Iran. It doesn't. Y'all with me? The Persian Empire, Iran today was the Persian Empire during this time. Okay. So he ran from his deadly wrath with brothers. I'm going to kill this guy. He didn't say about killing mama, did he? All right. Just want to throw that in there. Okay. So Esau had already sold his birthright to Jacob for a bowl of what? Stew. Jacob was a little trickster, wasn't he? Okay. But the special patriotic blessing remained to what? Jacob. Okay, so he stole it, right? So Jacob left immediately to seek a wife and escape his brother's murderous intent. Can you put up Genesis 28, 1 and 2? Because there's a lot of background here. See that? Y'all see that? Yeah, you can read it.
And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Padan-aram, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the fathers of Laban, thy mother's brother.
All right, y'all got it. He told Jacob, who don't trick his brother Esau, Daddy said, okay, you don't trick him. You know how they tricked him? One was hairy, the other one wasn't, so he put some fur out there and let him rub the fur, thinking that was the other boy. And then he thinking it was Esau, then he blessed him. It was Jacob, his mama tricked him thinking it was Esau. They put a little hair on him because he was going blind. He couldn't see. So he rubbed it and said, oh, this is Esau. And gave him the blessing. It was his mama and Jacob tricking him. Her husband and son tricked daddy. Now, don't think all day they going and, you know what I mean? Don't think evil yet, okay? But that's how he done it. Now you see that daddy told him to go to what? Her mother, uncle, to find what? A wife. Don't marry these Canaanite women. That's what he told him. All right. Because the way the story starts out, you wonder how did he get down there? Why he down there? Daddy told him to go, right? All right. Okay. Now, he said to what? Now, if you do see something else here in verse, there's something in verse 15 I want y'all to understand. He explained he called him brother. When we do verse 15, he's going to call him brother. Is he his brother? Is his what? Is this Esau brother? Is it Jacob brother? No, it's his uncle. But they refer to him as brother. This is where the Catholics say Jesus did not have brothers. Did not have a sister. They said when they refer to brothers, they talking the same way this right here has been written. He didn't have no brothers. When they refer to brother, it could have been his uncle. It could have been anybody. Could have been, hey, brother. This would they take it, this scripture, and say Jesus didn't have any brothers. Because Laban, his uncle gonna call him a brother. It's not his brother, that's his uncle. But he used that term. Just because Catholic do not believe Jesus had a brother or sister. All right, we're good?
Yes, sir.
All right, now we learned that Laban apparently started to work for Jacob started to work for Laban without making a what? Contract on how much money he's gonna get paid, right? All right, so we're good in that. We understand that. Okay, so let's look at I get my ducks together up here. Okay, let's take verse 15. And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wage be? So this is where he called him brother. It's his uncle. It's his nephew. Y'all with me? Just want to show you that because when you hear that Catholics talk about, if you talk to Catholics, ain't Jesus ain't got no brother, this is where it comes from. Same term, brother. They said, okay? All right. So we see here, right, that now we learn that Jacob had apparently started working for what? Laban. Okay. Now, I gave some of these guys some verses. Can somebody read 29? Who had 29, 1 through 5? Okay.
Then Jacob went on his way and came into the land of the people of the east, near Haran. And he looked, and he said, he saw a well in the field, and the 3 flocks of the sheep lying there resting beside it, because the flocks were watered from that well. And now the stone on the mouth of the well that covered and protected it was large. And when all the flocks were gathered there, shepherds would roll the stone from the mouth of the well, water the sheep, and afterward replace the stone on the mouth of the well.
Now this had Jacob done ran. Now he down there with his uncle. He's trying to find his uncle. Y'all got me?
Mm-hmm.
All
Jacob
right.
said to them, my brothers, where are you from? And they said, we are from Haran. And he said to them, do you know Laban, the grandson of Nahor, Abraham's brother? They replied, we know him.
Okay. And you see that Abraham's brother was what? At the top of the little chart, okay? All right, who got 6 through 10? Okay.
And he asked them, is it well with him? And they said, he's doing well. Look, here comes his daughter Rachel with the sheep. Jacob said, look, the sun is still high overhead. It is a long time before the flocks need to be gathered in their folds for the night. Water the sheep and go and return them to their pasture. But they said, we cannot leave until all the flocks are gathered together and the shepherds roll the stones from the mouth of the well. Then we will water the sheep. While he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a sheep herdess. When Jacob saw his cousin Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his brother's brother, and Laban's sheep, he came up and rolled the stone away from the mouth of the well and watered the flock, and Laban his uncle.
Keep going. Read all the way through, bro.
Then Jacob kissed Rachel in greeting, and he raised his voice and wept. Jacob told Rachel he was her father's relative, Rebekah's son, and she ran and told her father. When Laban heard of the arrival of Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him and embraced and kissed him and brought him to his house. Then he told Laban all these things. Then Laban said to him, "You are my bone and my flesh." And Jacob stayed with him a month.
So he told him all these things. He told him why he had left, why he was down there. Rebecca's who? His cousin.
Yeah.
That's his cousin. Don't y'all do this stuff today, but that's his cousin. Okay. All right. All right. So let's go to verse 16. And so now he told him, Laban, why he came there running, right? He gave him a story. All right. So verse 16.
And Laban had 2 daughters. The names of the elder was Leah, and the name of the youngest was Rachel.
Okay. Now, since y'all see what he had on that chart, right? How there's relatives, right? Since Isaac had sent Jacob to marry one of Laban's daughters, Jacob must have what? Been considering these 2 since arriving in what? Laban's house. So as soon as he got there, his daddy told him to go marry one of his daughters, right? So his eyes are already what? Making a decision who he wants. Okay, let's go to 17.
Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored.
Okay, we learned that what? The older daughter,
Leah,
was not as attracted to her younger sister. Rachel, on the other hand, was both beautiful and in form of face. So he's saying that she was nicely built, eyes. She who he wanted. That's who he wanted. Okay, let's go to 18. And Jacob, go ahead.
And Jacob loved Rachel and said, "I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter."
So why would Jacob make such an offer beyond being what? Deeply in love with Rachel? Well, he said, "I will serve you what?"
7 years.
So it brings up when your daughter got married, you gave away, the man always brought some money. Man always brought money. They do it today too, don't you? Yeah. They do it for my older sister, I know. So why is he committing himself for 7 years? Some stuff we don't understand because his daddy had told him what? Go marry her. So it seemed like he came down there with some what? He hauled tail. When he found his brother going to kill him, he left. So if there's anything going to be given, he left it for his life. We don't know. But you would think that he would have had money because 7 years. We don't know. We don't know. But usually we know the brides usually the groom paid the price to what? To the daddy to marry. So Jacob must not had any funds when he left. He just what? Fear. He just took off. No, she just said he was afraid. We already read that. We already went over that before you got here. Okay, so where are we at? 19? 19.
And Laban said, "It is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me." Basically, he was agreeing.
Well, Jacob's offer was extraordinary, right? Genuine. It was no surprise that Laban quickly agreed because he likely did see Jacob as in what? Excellent husband for his daughter and also a what? 7 years of free labor. 7 years of free labor. Wow. Laban's intentions are clearly not good because Jacob, cheater, is working towards a taste of his own what? Medicine.
That's right.
Be careful, y'all. That's all right. Let's look at 20.
And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her.
So Jacob doesn't seem to have regretted it for one moment. He was so crazy in love with Rachel that 7 years seemed like to him only a few days. These years flew by. Love can do what? To men. Love can do great things to men, can't they? To some of y'all, you know. Jacob history is one of what? Deception and fraud. And Laban is actually plotting a scheme using Jacob's great love for Rachel. So all the stuff he done now, he's running to the same thing. But love got him what? Blind. You don't have to raise your hand if y'all guys done that too, but let's look at verse 21?
21. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go unto her.
Now, it seemed like Jacob had there been a problem because it read like a demand. He said, Laban, give me my wife. So we don't know. We don't know what happened. It could have been some tension between Jacob and Laban, and that Jacob felt he needed to be strong with Laban to bring this deal to a close, because he sure said, give me my wife. It was like a demand. All right, let's go to 22.
And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast.
All right. So now Laban told all the men, right? Get together. We're going to have a feast for this wedding. But we see nobody from Jacob's family was there. Not his mother. Esau wasn't there yet. So he's still been living in fear for what? Long time, huh? 7 years in fear, right? Rebecca's mama wasn't there. 7 years had passed. The wedding feast during that era may have lasted as long as a week. A lot of food. There you go. A lot of wine. A lot of wine. Because remember, when Jesus made wine for what? First miracle, he made wine for what? A feast too, right? All right. And it lasted what? Long time. About a week. Yeah. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. Somehow, Laban switched out Rachel. He's a slicky guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, old slicky boy, yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Somehow he swapped Rachel and put Leah in there, in Jacob's chamber. The fact that Jacob slept with Leah without realizing it was not Rachel. It may be explained by the wedding custom during that time, because they had custom. Sun might have been down. She might have been veiled.
She was.
Might have been veiled, because that's how they done.
And he was tipsy.
Might have been veiled. Or modest, dark, or modest. They ain't gonna change clothes in front of each other. You know what I mean? So he didn't see her. All these things could have been, we're not clear what happened. And also celebration involving wine, we don't know how high he was.
Yep.
And the sun is down, she veiled, and he on cloud 9.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? So his judgment could have been what? Distorted. We don't know. Verse 24.
And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid, for a handmaid.
All right, y'all see the little handout I gave you? You see the handout, you got what? You see at the bottom, you got what? Leah, what? Zephyr? Y'all see that? Mm-hmm. At the bottom of the handout I gave you? Mm-hmm. Then you got Rachel, what? Bilhah.
Yeah, Bilhah.
Okay, but he gave her his servant to what? Leah.
Silpah when he married
Leah, when he married, so he gave her to her
Mhm.
because it's property. Okay? All right, 24. We just read 20. All right, so
You want
he
25?
gives her, no, he gives Leah what? Laban gives her one of his servants as a what? A wedding gift to her.
Yeah.
He presented to her. And when Rachel get married, he going to present another one to what? Her. So he gave his daughter
A handmaid.
a handmaid. Okay? All right. This moment will become significant in Jacob's life later on. Because it's going to be a problem with she can't have kids. It's going to be a twist. She can't have kids. The wife he gave her, she can't have kids at that moment, at that time. Okay? So it's going to be, but she's going to end up being the mother of his children. And you see that later on. Verse 25.
And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, what is it thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me?
Beguiled me. Who else got beguiled?
No.
Eve. Eve got beguiled. You tricked me. Well, you think Daddy cared at that moment? His uncle? No.
Didn't also Jacob with his mother beguile their father? They tricked him to get the blessing.
Yeah. Yeah. Her and her son done it. Was God involved in this?
Who
Was-
God knows everything. He don't say.
Didn't ask you, did God know everything? I asked you, was God involved?
In what manner?
Hold up. Give her a mic. No, you can't talk to me. People got to hear. Other people listening.
I was saying,
It's a new year. Change your ways.
I was just saying, nothing can happen without God's permission. We cannot do anything without God giving us the ability to do anything. So,
Well, you can. You got a choice to make. Free will.
I'm referring to like Proverbs 16 and 19.
I know what you're referring to, but you got free will. God is in total control,
Yes.
but you got a choice. Since he's God, he can engineer any choice you make bad and turn it to what?
Yeah, but he
Benefit
also
him.
hardened Pharaoh's heart too.
I ain't talking about Pharaoh hard.
But I'm
We
talking
ain't talking
about
about Pharaoh. I'm answering your question. God knows everything, but you got free will.
But he also has the ability to harden your
So
heart.
you got to feel. God know everything you do, but you got free will. Because if he didn't, when the boy went to kill his son, remember Abraham?
You can't do anything beyond God's permission. That's what I'm saying. We cannot do anything beyond. We can have it in our heart.
Hold up. I ain't been getting to that.
Okay.
I ain't been getting to that. God is in control. You can make a choice. Now, I ain't talking about God permission. God allowed you to make a choice by free will. You can choose heaven or hell. That's your free will. He'll tell you what's the right thing to do, but that's your choice. Okay, so you ain't a robot. You got a choice. You can choose. You talking about hardening Pharaoh's heart, he hardened Pharaoh's heart, so everybody know God was doing this plague, because if he didn't harden his heart, Pharaoh would have let him go, and everybody would think Pharaoh was in charge. That's why he hardened Pharaoh's heart. That's why he hardened Pharaoh's heart. That's enough of that. That's enough. I ain't gonna get into debate. I know God knows everything, but God allowed you to make choices. He'll tell you what's right, but it's up to you. It's up to you. Mother, give Mother the mic. I know you're going, sister, but we ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna get into that. We talk about that after this.
I was thinking the father had a lot to do with it.
Huh?
The father, because Okay, now can you hear me? God had he had something to do with that because Leah was ugly, I guess, and she was older, and it was hard to get her married.
Okay. Now, you're going to see where God got involved. It's going to be in the script. You're going to see where God got involved. Right now, he ain't involved, but you're going to see where he got involved. He letting them do it. They know he letting them do their thing because everybody got issues in the Old and New Testament. All of them weren't perfect. All of them weren't perfect. Abraham met his wife, you know what I mean? Everybody wasn't perfect. But God, since God is God, he can take what you do wrong and turn it to what his will is. And that's a good thing for you. Then let you keep going, okay? So where we are, 25, right? So Isaac and Esau together experienced what? A similar moment, what? Shock when what? Now he's shocked. You don't twist your daughter with me. He's shocked. How you think his brother felt when he told his birthright? Mm-hmm. Tricked him, didn't he? He was shocked. His brother wasn't it? So shocked, he said, I'm going to kill him. As soon as daddy died, I'm going to kill him. So both of them going through the same experience.
Mm-hmm. Getting what he put out.
Okay. Remember, God don't do evil. He don't allow you to do evil. That's your choice. God is holy. He don't do things to hurt you. You do things to hurt yourself. He knows it all, but you can do things to hurt yourself. Okay? All right, so Scripture never said that what? God was punishing him. Scripture don't say it. It never said God was punishing him for what he done. It doesn't say it. We don't know. We know how God is, but what we do know, he could have been involved, but Scripture doesn't say it. And the Bible doesn't talk about it. Okay? One will hope that this little rascal will learn from his mother, now from him, that he'll stop doing this trickery stuff. Okay? All right. And later in his life, Jacob, what? Deception moment will be what? Reflecting an encounter with what? God. Because all the mess he's going to do later on, he's going to wrestle God. And that's when their name went from Hebrew to what? Israel. Right now, they're Hebrews. They're not Israelis. Okay, let's look at 26.
And Laban said, It must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn.
Ooh. Now, Laban answer certainly doesn't satisfy those questions. In fact, it's so absurd for what? A political statement. So he just told him that, look, guy, you done been here 7 years. We don't do this type of stuff. So was this guy so much in love he was blind for the law for 7 years? Do y'all think he was?
Actions speak louder than words. He must have been.
Well, Laban said, in our country, what's it, verse what, 26?
Yes, sir.
Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. Laban said, we don't give up our second daughter before we give our first.
Mm.
It's not done in this country. And how long has it been there?
7 years.
7 years? It's possible. Well, it did happen. Well, let me say this right here. So you know Laban was behind it all the time. For him not to know, he must have told them people, don't you tell him nothing.
Yep.
Don't tell him our rules about that. You know what I mean? Because not necessarily, I don't think he was, had a mental problem. For not to know, he must have told people around him, don't tell him about these rules here. Because Laban was a man there. He was a rich guy. He was in charge. Yes. Okay? What?
Also remember, Laban asked him what he wanted for his wages, and Jacob was the one say, hey, I'll work for you for 7 years for your daughter Rachel.
But that ain't what we're talking about. The point is, the law, he said in our country, law is, we don't marry off the what? The second girl before we marry off the first one.
Right. I guess what I'm saying by that is like Laban, it don't say that Laban was up to nothing. Laban asked him, hey, what you want?
No. He didn't ask. This ain't got nothing to do with payment. Because if he knew the rules, he would have first called it off. No.
Right.
He didn't know the rules for 7 years. So Laban must have told everybody, don't you tell him about, because he done that for 7 years and married that one woman. Mm-hmm. So for 7 years, didn't nobody tell him nothing. You ain't going to get that first one because by law says you can't have her.
Right.
So Laban was involved in, give the mic.
Yeah, he went along with Jacob's
You know what I mean?
mistake because Jacob put that on himself.
If I knew that I wasn't going to get her, why would I make a 7-year commitment?
Well, I do believe that Laban took advantage of Jacob's vulnerability. Okay, so his situation, he took advantage of it. But the second point is, how will we know that Leah would not get married within those 7 years? How will we know that?
Daddy make the decision.
But how will we know that a man would not have?
Daddy makes the decision. Daddy makes the decision.
The question is, how would we know that Leah would not have found or a male would not have come for Leah in 7 years? From the start of that agreement, how will we know that no one would have come for Leah in that time?
Okay, hold up.
How do we know that?
Hold up, you can't add to the Bible.
How do we know
Listen
that?
to me, that's enough. Listen, you can't add to the Bible. Can't add to the Bible. He said, I'll work for you for 7 years. Listen, he said that. Daddy sent him there to marry that woman. Your uncle gonna give you one of them girls. But if he knew the rules, he wouldn't have never committed 7 years to the wrong woman. And daddy decides who they gonna marry. This ain't America. This 3,000 years ago. You don't just come and marry anybody without daddy saying what? I approve it. So it wouldn't happen. You can't add to the Bible. Hey, it's the Bible. You go back and change the Bible. Okay? I know what you're saying, but you can't assume because it didn't happen, because if that guy would have knew it, the next verse is going to tell you that he didn't know it. All right, let's go to verse what? 27.
27. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years.
7 more years.
So now.
So Jacob saying what? The party ain't even over yet. You just finish off what you pledged for this week.
Well, Laban's telling him.
Huh?
Yeah, you're right, but Laban's telling Jacob this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said.
I'm sorry, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
I got you.
So daddy said, all right, finish this week off. You don't concentrate on this marriage, buddy. You don't done this. It's over.
Yeah.
Now you want the second daughter.
Give me 7 more years.
7 more years, buddy.
Yep.
He played on that joke of love was so. Well, no way for me. He wouldn't have got 7. But he played on his what? His emotion. Now you looking at this ain't America. This ain't 500 years ago. You're talking about 3,000 years ago. You're talking about traditions that if you go to certain places in the Middle East, they're still strong.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You go to the Middle East, you ain't gonna marry who you want to. Daddy got money.
That's right.
Daddy got commission, and then you got to pay a dowry. The dowry got so expensive that the king said, I'm going to lower the dowry or add money to it to help daddy get money. Daddy decide in their culture, the real culture over there. And that's today. And that's why they done it back then the same way. Their mentality hadn't changed a lot in certain parts of the world. Okay? So his daddy said, well, you can have the second one. Give me what?
7 more years.
7 more years. Free what?
Free labor.
Free labor.
That's right.
He opened his mouth and done it. Okay, let's go to verse 28.
And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also.
So he done what?
He got Rachel after 14 years.
He done 14 years. He would find himself married to what? Both what? His true love and somebody else he didn't want.
6 more, he can retire.
Huh? Well, you done married all the girls now, right? 7 more years. Let's go to verse 29.
And Laban gave Rachel his daughter Bilhah,
Behave.
his handmaid, to be her maid.
Done the same thing the first daughter. Done this what? Same thing with the second daughter. Give him a handmaid, right? Okay. Now look at verse 30.
Oh. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years.
7 other years. Boy, I don't know. Boy, I don't know what to say about that love. Yeah, I couldn't. Whatever. 14 years, he got both of them. He still didn't like what?
Didn't like Leah.
Leah. Now, put up verse 31. Now you'll see where God got involved. He knew what was going on. He's watching, but they made their own choice. Put up 31. Can you read that?
And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren.
Lord saw it. Because of your little greedy tail boy. You treated that second woman wrong. He closed one woman's womb, and he opened another woman's womb. If you open that page, you'll see that what? Turn that handout I gave you. Go to handout, top of the page. Leah gave what? Reuben, Simeon, what? Levite, Judah. She had kids. Because God now saw what they were doing and decided to do something. He always saw it, but now he decided to what? Intervene. Because of your dislike for that one woman, I'm going to let her bear more children. This when God got involved. He always saw, but he always don't get involved. Here he did.
Actually, sir.
That guy made the wrong choice, and God what? Saw it. It's your choice, free will, but I'm going to fix it. And he did. So she bared all them kids. Now later on, the other woman, you look across, you see Rachel, what? She ended up bearing what?
The last 2.
Joseph and Benjamin, the last 2 kids. After all these other kids was born through his servant, his wives, he let her what? The one he wanted the most, she bare kids at the end. That's when God got involved. Free will was doing all the other stuff.
Yep.
Sure, God let it happen because he's in charge. He can fix it. And he did. Yes, ma'am. Give her a mic.
What's very interesting about this situation, they were twins, and
Who?
Jacob tried to come out first.
You talking about Esau and his brother. They were twins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Esau and Jacob were twins, and even before birth, Jacob was trying to pull on
Yes.
Esau to get out first, but Esau came first.
Yeah.
So it's been from the very beginning.
Okay, what's your point?
The point is that they've always been at odds with each other. We wouldn't have known what had happened until Jacob and the wife, deceived the father. But what I'm saying, they've always been pulling at each other.
Yeah.
Jacob was the one pulling.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, any question? Yeah.
I just wanted to say it's amazing that Leah, the one that was hated the most, it's the lineage from Jesus
God
Christ.
got involved. Didn't 31 say what? God saw how he treated her and intervened and let her what? Open her womb, close hers for a while. The one he didn't like, bared him what? And also who came through, huh? And look, if you look at what I gave you, Judah, who came through Judah? David and who else? Jesus. Not through her. That's when God got involved. Rest of time, he let you do your own thing, free will. Then he saw it was going out of control, he gets involved. Any more questions?
I had a couple of observations during my study.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna take my time. Take your time. Go ahead. I'll take my time. Go ahead.
Let's hear your
It's just
observation.
that- so I found it. I was in reading and knowing the story of Rachel. My first question was she really worth waiting for? Because of all
I don't know.
because of all that he put her through. Okay.
I don't know. Did he wait for?
That's a observation from the lesson. And then the second one was I found it very interesting that Laban put the control of tricked Jacob into marrying Leah, and then going to say at the end before he leaves, I think is what I did look at. But when he leaves, tell him you can't leave, you can't do anything. So pretty much saying you can't leave her, you can't put her away, you can't do anything, and you cannot marry anyone else. So
Wait a minute. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He told him, if you want the second daughter,
I'm sorry. I'm referring to later on before when Jacob was leaving. When Jacob was leaving.
Was it part of this lesson today? Was it in his lesson? Wasn't in his lesson. We talked outside about that. We deal with this lesson because it goes on and on and on. I got to deal with the lesson. Okay. Anybody else? Mother? No, because lesson goes on and on and on. There's things happen before this, things happen after. But we're dealing with the lesson, the verses.
If they were in this season, ages, now, some of those kids would be retarded. Because marrying cousins and all like that.
Sure.
If it be God's will.
Sure.
There you go.
Sure. You don't do that today. You shouldn't do it. Okay. Any more questions? All right.
It's a very interesting lesson. Thank God for Elder Wheelwright doing just a wonderful job.
You need this? Miss?
No. I have about 5 minutes. I may take 10. Was Jacob a man of God? Wait a minute. No, was he a man of God? Yes or no? How many say yes? Was Jacob a man of God? Now, was he a man of God in this story? Well, did God meet him before he went up there to see his uncle? Well, not in this story, but he did meet him before he even came up there. He was a man of God. He was following God according to his understanding. And he was just running from his what? From his brother, right? Was Jacob behaving properly? Mm-hmm. So that means God's grace was upon him even then. Okay. Was it appropriate to have 2 wives and 2 concubines? It wasn't even appropriate then. No. It was not appropriate then. God told Adam, this 1 and 1. That's it. And Jesus made that very clear when he came here. Say, oh no, you can't be divorcing and putting away and having all these other women. It's 1 and 1. The 2 shall be what? One flesh. So Jacob knew that too. Yet he didn't what? He didn't follow through because love blinded him. Lust blinded him. And so therefore he and Laban got together and they went on in partners in sin. He knew it was wrong, but yet he was a man of God and God's grace was upon him. And he just kept on doing what God said do. God blessed him, gave him all kind of cattle, stripes and all that kind of stuff. Kept on blessing him. And then when somebody tried to mistreat Jacob, guess what? God would come against him. You see? He was a man of God, but he was what we call a very, in the spiritual sense, he was not too high up on the chain, spiritually speaking. None of those Old Testament guys were high on the chain, spiritually speaking, except maybe Enoch, who was translated. Y'all remember that story? And who else was high on the chain? Abraham. Abraham was kind of high on doing what God said based upon what he knew from what Adam had passed down. He had 1 wife But he wanted a child so badly that he and his wife resorted to sin. And he had a child by the slave woman. And I say he raped her because what? Slave women could not give what? Could not give consent. And God did not tell him to do that. And God got on him about it because he knew Abraham knew better. Now remember, Jacob was a descendant of Abraham. Abraham knew better, but he decided to try to help God out, committing sin. That's why we got all this hell and problems from these Muslims today. Okay? All right, so what I'm saying, all these people who came before Jesus were very imperfect from a spiritual point of view. And then we're trying to use them as examples? Trying to use them as examples? Moses was one of the greatest of that time. The Bible says he was the meekest man on earth. Moses would never have another woman. Under no circumstances. Because he knew what God was. What God said. He would never have another woman on any circumstances. While he was doing his business, his wife was someplace else. He didn't have a concubine. He wouldn't do something like that because he knew what God said. He was a special man of God. While he was in jail and while he was in prison, while the Egyptian women running after him, he wouldn't do it. Because he was a true man of God. He obeyed what God said do through Abraham. Okay? So then, when Moses was up there, had been gone and so long from his wife and his kids, his father-in-law brought his wife and kids to him, right? But he didn't have a concubine to keep him company while his what? He was away from his wife and kids. He didn't have any children out of wedlock by some slave woman and all that kind of mess. See? So you have only a very few of these men who were doing what God would have them to do, yet God's grace was what? Upon them. But then how did God identify himself? I'm the God of Abraham, a true man of God, except for that mess up. Okay. Abraham, Isaac was a pretty good, decent man also, except he messed up similar to the way his daddy did, not in terms of women, but in terms of what? Lying and saying his wife was his sister. He did the same thing. Scared that signal killer. And Jacob is the one that kind of messed up a whole lot more. And the grace of God was on him. And then after a while, we're not even worried about some of these other guys. You know, David was a mess. Solomon was a mess. But yet God blessed them, you know. So look at God's grace even before Jesus came. And then when Jesus came, we were talking out in the hallway about that. We think maybe some of that stuff was in the genes. Jacob was just like his mama. Mama was a trickster. Yeah, helping him out to deceive his brother and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Laban was a trickster. It was all in the family, you know. So it's all in the flesh, isn't it? This wickedness. It's all in the flesh. Yeah, I see. I'm going to take a few more minutes. And, Jesus came along, and the people of that day who were trying to follow God started reminding Jesus of these old men who did this, that, and the other, who were men of God. And Jesus said, no, I can't do that. You can't do that. That's not what God said. Well, Moses said we could have some different wives. We could put them away. And Jesus said, oh, that's not what my father said. What you doing? Moses said eye for an eye. No. That's not what Moses said I could. No. That's why Jesus got into trouble, because he was what? Saying what? You can't do what them old guys. Well, didn't Elijah call some fire down and kill them? No, you can't do that. Didn't Elisha kill them children with the bears? No, you can't do that, Jesus said. They were always trying to talk about what these other men of God did, which were contrary to what God wanted people to do. And then they got on, no, you just coming against it. No, listen, Jesus said, I didn't come to destroy the law. Now, Moses gave his law. He said, but I came to fulfill it. Now, come on, let's do it the right way. Let's go back and do it the way God said. And the brothers that were following Jesus got upset about Jesus saying they couldn't have more than one wife. Couldn't give a divorce. Jesus said, well, that's what my father said now. If y'all want to be eunuchs, that's fine. Some people are eunuchs from birth, and some make themselves eunuchs and all that kind of stuff, all right? Jesus came to straighten this stuff out. So if you want to be a child of God nowadays, you better follow what the Spirit says do. That does not mean his grace won't be there to forgive you forgive me of all the mess I did. But it means after I get saved, Holy Ghost filled, I better do what he said do. There's no more excuse for me to have more than one woman. Are y'all listening? No excuse for me to cheat and lie and steal and deceive. Yeah, I got the Holy Ghost now. That's why they call us saints. Now, how many saints do you think there are in the world? In the Church of God in Christ, Assembly of God, all these Pentecostal groups. How many of them do you think are real saints?